You can join our Terrain Fest this October by sharing your terrain project using the OnTableTop project system. And you could be in with a chance of winning this massive Warhammer 40K terrain bundle. To find out more, click the link in the description. Now go make something epic.
Okay, everybody, myself and John are back. So everything has now had what I'm going to call color toning more than anything.
Weathering.
Yeah, basically we went hardcore on the dirty down sprays like we showed you a little bit in the last one. It's now all done and looking nice on the table, and we've laid it out on a different mat this time because, like we said, we wanted to make sure we weren't theming it too heavily to one table. So I think the grey palette with some silvers and golds so far is working pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, for a non-narrative table, it's definitely looking good. You can put it on multiple mats, so... This is one thing we were trying to do during the weathering step. Is it looked a bit too warm for a colder mat. So the Mars mat had a lot of blues and greys on it, but this doesn't have as much of that. But it does fit in with a more sort of take your pick kind of mat. So this one obviously is a bit more grass and snow, but we can put it onto maybe a slightly more desertized one or a more green table, and it should still fit relatively all right, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing is I want it to be testing as well just some of the other extra like incidental pieces of terrain that we have. So some of the crates, some of the trees, just to make sure that would all look well together, and actually getting some miniatures sitting on the terrain as well, just to see how an army looks in and around it. I think important to do at this stage.
I'm going to take this for a minute because I'm going to talk about a couple of things. So yeah, color tone, weathering and all that's very important. I did see in video 1 that went live a few people saying that orc thing looks completely out of place, and you know it's utter tosh.
Yeah,
I'm not calling anyone out, but it's utter tosh. So I see you. I've read your comments and know where you live, and I've decided that I would paint the orc thing myself. And what I did was complete and utter tosh. I threw a lot of color at it and a lot of dirty down at it, because orcs don't deserve good paint jobs, because orcs do better the worse they're painted. That's a scientific proven fact. Look it up, my friends. So yeah, sorry, I'm just trolling. So what we're kind of looking at now is, with most of the orc stuff being more or less done, whether it fits on the table layout or not is completely up to you guys. I mean, if you're playing against orcs, sure, perfect. I mean, we have orcs in there. That's cool. What we're going to turn our focus to now is something that's going to bring a little bit more life to our terrain pieces. So we're going to be breaking out I'm going to be breaking out the airbrush because he refuses to, because he's an idiot. No, we all, me and the community, man.
I am not going to fight a fight in the court of public opinion. That is just road to no town.
Yeah, anyway. So we're going to look at some lighting effects. We're probably going to use the airbrush a little bit, maybe just to add some highlighting or this, that, and the other in certain spots as well, because some of it after the dirty down step is a little too dark or has sort of lost itself in the detail a bit. But we have tons of light fixtures, there's screens, there's panels and all sorts of stuff all over the place that once they have a little bit of a brighter color into them and a little bit of lighting effect, I think is going to lift the terrain up, make it look a little bit more interesting than what it currently is, because what it currently is more or less what you could see in any name your friendly local game store. And we want to do a little bit more than that and make it look a touch more interesting without breaking the whole, we've had to put hours and hours and hours and days and days and days into just one table, because you don't really want to do that.
Well, there is one thing I want to focus on whenever I get to lay my hand to it, which is some of the piping and so you see some of the piping and cabling on this stuff. I kind of want to bring that back, because right now a lot of it is very solid colored panels. So I kind of want to try and break that up a little bit just to make it look more detailed with minimal effort, which I think will make it start to pop a little more as well.
Yeah, contrast paints and speed paints are your friend for this sort of stuff. Like, never just look at something and think you need to do like a base coat, a highlight, a wash, that sort of stuff. When it's coming to terrain, I would be more than happy to see just even a tint of color on something after you've airbrushed it up and dry brushed it and done a bit of weathering. So,
well, my thinking is silver plus speed paint, because that'll give you a bit more than just doing your speed paint over what you've already done. The silver, whenever the light hits it, you're going to get a harder highlight and a deeper shade as it actually shines off that metallic aspect to it, which I think is going to work really well. But the step we're up to right now is basically super detailing to finish up. I think next time we come back, I do want to test it on yet another gaming mat, because I really want to see how versatile it is. I mean, even the way I've got it laid out on this mat, the modularity that I've been trying to engineer in it when I was doing the build does feel like it's working quite well, so I'm very happy with that. The real test is just going to be get the final bits done, see how it looks, and I know you guys have used some of this for a game. You and Shay got a game on. Was it fun to play with?
I mean, the game wasn't long enough for us to really do much with it, so it was there.
You got distracted.
We did play on a table.
You had one job.
We had a game on a table that had terrain on it that was 85% there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me,
a very long game.
For me, I think this is working out to be one of the best terrain sets I have put together since I began working here, because it's modular, it gives me all the tactical aspects I want. And yes, it's whenever I say a narrative table, I mean something that is so heavily themed, so chock full of terrain, you can't physically play on it. So my thinking on what a narrative table is to yours, very different. That's my fight in the public opinion.
So after he said he wasn't going to do it. Well done. Good job. I think what Justin's trying to get at is the big cinematic builds, the stuff that has, you know, a ton and a quarter of gravel and sand and all that sort of stuff on it. It takes you hours to set up, 2 hours to play on, and then 2 hours to pack away again.
Yeah.
Justin, you do actually want a way to create a narrative with the terrain you're using anyway, but you're not trying to theme the table to one specific thing, I think is what you're actually aiming at.
It's like you just said, the cinematic aspect. Whenever you build something that's designed just to look pretty at like a diorama table, essentially, there's where I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay, so
basically what you said.
Calm yourselves in the comments. I'm only going to defend him once in this series, and that's it. Anything else he says, I have no legal responsibility to reply to at all, and it's in my
contract.
It's in my contract in the small print that I don't have to defend him at all. But I chose this one opportunity to.
You're very kind.
So yeah, enough of that. I will start on the super detailing, and we'll get a load of B-roll and show you what we're trying to achieve. So
yeah,
we'll show you that.
Next time.
Next time.
Well, we're done now.
Are we?
Well, for this video.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.